So I grew up in Camden, so out in the southwest of Sydney. So Camden was probably once, sort of semi-rural, almost somewhat of a bit of a country town, I guess. I went to a primary school and a high school where I very much had the same group of friends all throughout, and I still have the exact same group of friends. And I think some of those are, they're proud of what I've been able to achieve or what I do or whatever, but equally just don't care, which is kind of nice, to be honest. So I think as a result of that, it keeps you very grounded and it keeps you very normal, and you sort of do your best not to put your head up your own ass, kind of thing. When it, my mum was a single parent, started as a single parent pensioner when my parents got divorced, and then mum got a job in admin, and she's still there for the New South Wales Police. No, it was the complete opposite. But mum worked really hard to give us everything we needed, but we definitely didn't have anything we didn't. I think I went through various iterations of, maybe wanting to play cricket for Australia and then realising I wasn't particularly good at it, to, I think wondering whether I should go and be like an English or history teacher, because I was quite good at the kind of humanities. Even when I left school, I really had no idea what I wanted to do. I think I failed university on attendance in the first 4 weeks of going, because it just felt like I was back at school and I didn't want to do it, and never really had that much money, so I kind of wanted to work and wanted to earn money. And in the end, I chose to go and be a bank teller at CBA because it felt like something I'd be less embarrassed about, if I'm really honest. And that was really kind of the beginning of any job in finance or anything, anything of that nature. I coarsely say that I count rich people's money for them. So when my friends sort of say it, they just say that I'm still a fancy bank teller. But ultimately, we manage people's money for them. Money comes with lots of things, but it comes with lots of anxiety. So what we try and do is be the person that the client goes to when they've got anxiety. We understand that we manage people's life savings for them, so we fundamentally understand that we have to produce good investment outcomes. Since we did the management buyout, so it is about 2.5 bill of other people's money. So, which sounds like a really big number, right? I only say that, and it is a really big number. But the reality is we don't almost see it that way, because each individual client is their own story, and each individual client is, we kind of are only ever looking these things in this kind of separable format where we're looking at the individual clients. We add it all up and it turns out to be a really big number. I think hard work becomes really important, and there's that old saying is that good luck is hard work's best friend. Ultimately, I'm a big believer that capital beats labour every day of the week. So the earlier you can start to invest, the earlier you can make good decisions from a financial point of view, even with small amounts, the better off you will be. You need assets. You need to use your personal balance sheet to be able to grow your personal wealth over time. And the question always is, when should I start investing? The answer is immediately. You've got to get on with it. You've actually got to make investment decisions from an early age, if you're going to kind of bootstrap yourself kind of thing. The world tends to value and reward entrepreneurship. I'm a big one for people becoming their own boss. I'm a big one for people creating value in their own lives. Pay off your debts to start with. So big one for paying off your debts. Now there is really easy ways to invest to get really good exposure to markets. You can go and buy simple ETFs, exchange traded funds, on the market that give you a fantastic broad-based exposure to equity markets. So I'm a big one for young people who get the windfall for the first time or get the cash for the first time. Go and put it in, half Australian, half US, or 2/3 global, 1/3 Australian, and then every month with the extra money that you generate, if you're kind of spending less than you earn, keep buying it. Use what we call dollar cost averaging and continue to accumulate it over a period of time. Just create some discipline, and the best way to create discipline is get a bit interested in it. So put it in, look at it, see when it goes up, see when it goes down. Keep putting the money in every month if you can afford to do so. And if there's the odd month you can't because the rego's due, or you need new tyres or whatever, then don't. But the best way is to create a bit of interest in it over a period of time, and sort of create discipline for yourself, because then that will benefit you when you eventually pull that money out to go and buy a house. You're gonna have to do that anyway, but to pay your mortgage. So they're good disciplines to start young. But I think I have probably gotten used to nicer things than what I was used to sort of growing up. I still reckon I could do without them though. Most people know that, my hobby is motor racing. It's not the cheapest form. It's not the cheapest hobby in the world, right? The cheapest thing about race cars is buying the race car. Everything else is expensive. The main one that I raced not long ago caught on fire in a big blaze of, it's cool photos, especially cool videos, especially the in-car footage with the car combusting into flames. Growing up without much money, my dream car was always to have a Porsche 911 and especially a Porsche GT3. And I am fortunate enough to have one of those. And now that I have it, I'm too scared to even drive it. So, I've had it for 2 years and it's done about 1,800 kilometres or something. So my son turns 16 this year. Absolutely one of my goals over this next 12 months is to educate him around, what it means to invest and what the share market does. But equally, he's not growing up the way that I grew up. He's not silly. He can see the nice cars and the expensive school and all that sort of stuff. So it is about creating the disciplines and in him and making sure that he understands that all this stuff comes as a result of work. And he's a really smart, empathetic, really lucky in terms of how he's kind of got to this point. He doesn't really ask for too much, to be honest. So I think he's kind of learnt a bit of that sort of old school mentality, given that we're still sort of that way. A big thing for me is I just want to remain reasonably grounded, because that makes me what I am. That makes me the advisor that I am. But it also makes me a little bit the mentor that I am to other people coming into our business, in terms of we have to be subservient to our clients and we have to, we're here to service them. So if I get ahead of myself, then I feel like, people will see that. I want to be the mentor that teaches people that, hey, we're just here to service other people. We're here to help them meet their dreams, you know what I mean?